Café, where we serve you nothing but the best of breakfast on TV. We are airborne from now to somewhere around 10 a.m. where we finally land and make way for other programs to come your way. Promises to be bigger and better. A lot of things for us to take a look at this morning. If you have been following social media lately between last night and this morning, you'd have come across this particular video from the UK. Where our High Commissioner has spoken extensively on the scholarship scheme, how and what was left for her to inherit. I mean, of course, we'll touch on that this morning, but later we'll have a conversation on showbiz. Santua will be here to host some great guests for a conversation. You look at the performance of Ghanaian artists outside the shores of Ghana, whether or not we are doing much better in the international world rather than back here at home. We take a look at that. How best can we sell our products to the world? It's a conversation that we'll be having right here on the show. So brace up for it. All I ask from you is to join the conversation via all our social media platforms. Feel free to drop your comments under any of the live broadcasts. We'll read them out loud and clear. Our text line is also active, 055-269-7939. Feel free to send us your text for that particular number. But let's start off with a look at our weather condition this morning. Temperature is hovering around 24 degrees Celsius, cloudy mostly around the capital city and some other parts of the country. 24 degrees Celsius, so quite cold, not too warm this morning, but it's expected to rise to 28-29 degrees later in the day. Rainy conditions expected later this morning as well, depending on where you find yourself. But as we always tell you, ensure that you carry some raincoat or an umbrella once you prepare to step out for today's activities, so you don't get soaked up in the rains. Indeed, if you find yourself at an area where it's raining. So that's the weather condition for the morning. The team is ready. We'll just take a quick break. When we return, I'll introduce my co-chefs and then we set the ball rolling. This is the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe.
Embarrassed. Too embarrassed to speak to a loved one. Too embarrassed to speak to your doctor.
Too embarrassed. When in our lifetime, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer.
Let me repeat that. 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer disease.
1 in 12. That could be your dad, even your older brother, uncle, or grandfather.
You need to make sure they are not embarrassed to speak to you or their doctor about it.
Hey, Dad, have you had your prostate checked out? See? How hard is that? It's easy. Just start the conversation.
Prostate cancer is survivable if caught and treated early enough.
Don't let embarrassment stop you having this important conversation.
You may save someone's life.
Not just your own.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke.
Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Hi, Sidelo. I have a special person that I want you to see and greet. His Excellency, the President of Ghana.
Hi.
Mahama.
Hi, Nana Rita. How are you?
His Excellency, say, how are you?
Yeah.
She's good.
We miss you. We miss you in Ghana. We miss you in Ekwapim.
You ready to go back to Ghana?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good to.
Thank you for checking in with her.
Yes.
Your Excellency. It means a lot.
Thank you so much. And give her our love, yeah, from all the people of Ghana. Amen.
Your Excellency. Okay?
Thank you.
Happy belated birthday.
Is our Prime Minister there?
Yes.
We have a delegation here.
Hi.
And they're all wishing you the best.
Now, this is a Lifetime Grammy Award achievement presented to Bob Marley's wife, Mrs. Marley, for Bob Marley in the year 2001. In that very same year, he achieved the Hollywood Walk of Fame star, which you will see when we go over that side. In case you didn't know, for the Bob Marley One Love movie produced by Paramount 2 years ago, the soundtrack in the movie is from some of Bob Marley's album, and just for that, sir, he received a next Grammy Award. And these are some beautiful VIP backstage passes of some of the shows he went to perform at. He did his first song when he was 16 years old. Title track of that song, Judge Not. First album release on the Islanded record label owned by Mr. Chris Blackwell, Catch a Fire. Biggest selling album is right over here, sir. Legend. Did you all know Legend is a compilation remix of some of Bob Marley's songs after the pass of Bob Marley? This album sold more than 15 million copies in US only and 33 million copies globally. It surpassed those numbers a long, long time ago. It is rated in England as 11x Platinum and the best reggae album of all time. Big album, Exodus, album of the century. And this album, we have a beautiful track, sir, and I know you know that track. Yeah, it's called One Love, and that One Love song is the 45 of the million. One love. When I say Bob, you said Marley. Bob. Marley. And if you're Irish, just said yeah, man. Thank you very much.
All right, so welcome back. Thank you for still staying with us right here on WoezorTV. This is the Breakfast Cafe. The team is set. Karim is here as well as Na. Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Charlie, where they going?
I be you know we did. Be you travel come.
Bless up, my brethren.
How is Ghana?
Ghana is beautiful. Ghana is working. Ghana is under construction. And it is beautiful to see and enjoy the good work of the magical hands of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the talk and do president. Ghana is fun and nice. Yeah, guys, don't talk about it. I've seen where they are driving you to go. Don't go there. Don't fall for the devil's work.
I refuse to.
But you know it's a ritual.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, it is. Anyway.
Yes.
But I hope you're fine.
Charlie, as you can see.
Now, how are you
doing?
Of
God.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Okay. This my life this morning is a testimony of God's grace.
Praise the Lord.
Thank God.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. Somebody lift your hands and worship. Glory.
Lebakade.
Karim.
Yes.
Eduho.
Abakade.
You guys.
Jay.
Alrighty, Charlie, tell us what's going on from your end.
And this is looking good, as you can see.
I know, right?
And this wife is taking good care of you.
I'm not fine.
Why?
I've been feeling uncomfortable
about
since last night.
Okay.
And I think I mean, it raises quite a number of questions, and that's why I want you to come in and so on. Talking about instant justice,
Okay.
Karim and Karen. I mean, yesterday on my way home, I came across a group of young people just around here, around the CP junction. And I mean, you realize people gathered.
Okay.
You rushed to check what exactly was happening. There was this young guy on the pavement. He's in a pool of blood. I mean, all over. What happened? Kwashe boy, according to the story, Kwashe boy. So he pulled an iron rod on somebody, his victim. I mean, to snatch his phone and whatever. But the predator became the prey. Yeah, the predator became the prey. And so, Julo. So, he drew a number of people around, and the guy was really beaten to pulp. Karim, he was. I said if he wasn't taken quickly to the hospital, he might die.
Who paid the bills?
That was what somebody asked me. And I mean, like I said, I've been feeling so uncomfortable about the whole thing. This is me. And why I'm feeling uncomfortable is that, Karim, you remember, in 2022, how I was beaten, stabbed, and all of that. My phone was taken from me by this group of people. Yeah. So here was me yesterday. I'm like, okay, after all, they deserve it. Yeah, you did it to me. But the human in me again was like, no way. This could be an innocent person. And from the videos, I think I have a video. So from the video, Karim, the guy didn't look too okay. Forgive me, but then mentally derailed people. There are some that are very aggressive. So I was thinking maybe it could be one of such aggressive persons we have on the street.
Because of his demeanor, you want to believe that he was innocent. Uforiata used to wear white to Parliament.
Yeah.
And quote Bible verses. So the person's looks and demeanor have got absolutely nothing to do with who they are in terms of character.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't want to judge what happened. I don't know who the individual is and what the situation may be. But
why are you giving me the euphoria?
The mistake we must never make after the shaking that we experience in this country is never to use somebody's appearance and demeanor to judge their character. Because trust me, they are even worse than the devil himself. Charlie.
Yeah, but Karim, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Maybe I might be deceived by the appearance.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I'm talking about I'm talking about instant justice.
Yeah.
That we've lost innocent people in that regard.
Yeah.
Major Mahama is still fresh on our minds. Karim, recently there was a video that came, is it Makola or one of the markets, where this woman allegedly, they claimed she stole and she was subjected to beating. But she kept insisting that no, she didn't steal anything. If for nothing at all, take me to the police station. Do you get the point I'm building? So it raises concerns about whether or not instant justice is justice enough. Or is justice
it's obviously not justice, because in most cases you're unable to ascertain if the person that you claim to have stolen indeed did steal or otherwise. And we would not want even our worst enemies to be subjected to such treatments. When it comes to instant justice or mob justice, Randy, it doesn't care. There is no care in how you are treated. Whatever people find, they will use to hate you, because people are coming to that space with a lot of emotions of their past. There are people who probably would have experienced armed robbery before. There are people who, like in your case, you have scars to show for it. So all of those memories come, and that anger and pain is what will propel you to also go and participate. Because most often than not, these people do these things and get away with it. And nobody is ever able to accost them. Right? So the moment one person is perceived to have participated in such an activity, irrespective, people will gang up against you and they will beat you to pulp. it's something that we've spoken about several times. We've spoken against it because even murderers have rights, as our laws say, and we must respect the rights of these individuals. And so for me, my word of advice or word of admonition would be that we must hasten slowly when it comes to some of these things. Let's not be in a hurry to judge people. Of course, our holy books tells us not to judge in the first place. And so if someone is found to have dirtied themselves in such a situation, I think that the appropriate courtesies are there to handle these issues. So let's hand them over to the police and allow them do their work. You know, the only challenge that people have is sometimes they believe that when the person gets to the police, they don't get the justice that they are looking for. And so they would
So I was going to ask that. Is it a fact that probably we are losing some sort of trust in the police?
Well, Randy, when I take a thief to the police station and I don't follow up, what do I expect the police to do?
Let him go.
You get it. So at the end of the day, the police would challenge. If you're unfortunate, that is where you end up staying there probably for the rest of your life, because nobody comes to follow up on your issue or your case. And you know, these are all of the things with our justice system, our criminal system, and that's why conversations keep coming up that can we start looking at issues of community service and all of that for some of these instances. Look, yesterday I was reading a post on social media of a young boy who had trailed a man and his wife for several weeks or several months, eventually managed to get into their home, killed the man, hurt the wife, had time to cook rice to eat, take a bath, take a bath and leave. But he didn't know that, the wife had not died. So eventually the woman was rushed to the hospital. And when this thief realized that the woman had been rushed to the hospital, according to the post, he mounted a surveillance and started surveilling just so he could go into the hospital and finish what he started.
No way.
Charlie.
But unfortunately for him, the police also had mounted surveillance on him. And so they were able to accost him before he perpetrated that act. Such a person. People say that we in Kamunkun straight. We can court case you couldn't hobium. You understand me? But like I said, there are laws that must be followed. And such people deserve no place in our society. So lock them up for life. And let us rid our society of these people. I mean, what would... young boy, and the sad situation is that he even bears my name.
Oh.
Sad. He's called Adams. So it's sometimes when you look at your past experiences and you see that some of these thieves are what they are put through, you are forced to say that Charlie, deal with them.
Deserve it.
My phone was stolen. My phone was picked from my pocket. Fortunately for me, I got a good CID who was able to follow through. For me. So that eventually I was able to get my phone back. You understand? And when he asked me, okay, Charlie, do you want us to go further and arrest the people? I was like, Charlie, just let them.
I mean, and that was the reaction I got. That I mean, like, everybody was like, they deserve it. So it's something that they usually do around the CP bus stops. So
recently,
they say
a dash cam even caught someone like that.
Who?
Like a dash camera, dashboard camera on someone's car. So there was another taxi in front, and the person behind the car had a dashboard camera. And the guy was just walking as though he was using the cab. And before he realized, he stretched his hand into a taxi
and picked the phone.
And picked the phone from the woman sitting. No, I think it was even a bag, a market woman. And took the bag. They do that.
That's what they do. So what they usually, I mean, per the eyewitnesses, there are these Okada riders around that area. So they say that you realize that people come there with Okada, thinking maybe they are also part of the Okada riders, whatever.
They're all thieves.
Not knowing they are all thieves. So their praise or their targets are always the frail looking people who are at the bus stops waiting for cars. So you realize that between 1 and 3 p.m. traffic goes a little bit down. The bus stops are usually empty because assumption is that everybody is in the office or work or something. So you have only few people, 1 or 2. Sometimes you get to that place around that 3, 4 thereabout. You have only 2, 3 people who look very frail. So they take advantage of the situation that nobody. You see how the CP is down there is the road that goes. So it becomes very easy for them to pull weapons. So you have two people on the bike. One is sitting, the other one comes to attack you with a knife. So he puts a knife on you, bring your phone, bring your whatever you're carrying. They take it and they run away. Unfortunately, yesterday, this one, luck eluded him. Yeah. So in the course of trying to snatch the phone from the guy, he pulled a rod.
Whoa.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the guy outsmarted him, took the same weapon he was holding, used it on him. And then that was when the other people came on board. Julo, Fiafi. He was beaten mercilessly, you know. But Karim said quite a number of things, and now I want you to share your thought also. Are we losing the confidence and trust in the police system? Is that why you feel that, okay, say a chimney is here, let's allow people? I understand people even give them whatever concoctions to drink and they go and die later and all of that. Is it a loss of confidence in the police? Because I'm saying maybe, just maybe, he could be an innocent person.
How could he be an innocent person?
I'm saying maybe.
The road.
Well, so I'm saying that, you know, we have some mentally derailed people who are very aggressive.
Well, yes, but how did a mentally derailed person, of all the things you could take from somebody, I know those people, they want food and something, not necessarily a mobile phone from someone. And I think it was here, someone who spoke about you taking someone to the police station, the next day they'll call you that the person has not eating. That has to be my cause to bear too. When the person has committed a crime and I need the person brought to book, now I have to feed the criminal too. Yeah. Well, I don't know whether there are funds allocated to the police service to feed some of these people brought, but again, from where I'm coming from, they will apply hard things on soft things first before they look for the police, because they know that when you get to the police station, tendency that you will come out quickly is very, very high. You never know. Somebody, maybe the gang leader or something, will come and bail him away, pose as uncle, come and bail him away, and then they go. And so I think that is that they will let you drink things. You will do things. Okay, they will leave you to go and die. Well, I feel that yes, to some extent, people have lost confidence in the police, because if I take it to the police station, and sometimes I've heard people give stories of they taking somebody to the police station, maybe the next day they come back to follow up, and then they say no one was brought in. You check inside the statements book and you don't find the statement of whatever case you came to report. Then Okoya now buy. So who is inside there doing that? You know why you knew that you brought the person to the police station. So where is the person? Where has the person gone to? Did the police just leave the people like that to go back into the pool to go and still commit those crimes? Because I don't know, I was here, I told you that at Taneshi, under the overhead bridge, when they snatch your phone, right, they are wearing shirts, layers of shirts. So maybe this white, there's black and blue and green under. So when you see that the person was wearing a black shirt, or done the carnage, and the person has taken off the shirt and it's
a different color.
And there's always somebody on standby to take it and then move. So he just takes off the shirts and then gives to the next person, and he's just back again to normal. And so as much as possible, we can't put our entire trust into the police, because yes, they are putting in a lot of work now to clamp down on crime, but the stories that are coming to the number of people that have sent some people to the police station for them to be kept there in the cells and have come back, have not met the people they brought there, it's a lot. And so you two take charge of your own safety. Because if you walk there and you know that this place is a red zone, a crime phone area for some of this is snatching of phones and bags and things, that's something on you.
Same spot 2 weeks ago, an Okada rider was advising a young girl who had gone to our competitors. Our competitors. You know one of them. Who had gone there to buy whatever. The Okada guy was warning her, be careful, this is what they do. You know your people, your gender.
We don't mind you.
So yesterday, I met the same guy. I was like, I told you so. Like he was telling me, you remember the last time we had this conversation, how the people do it. And Charlie, it's just terrible.
No, that area itself has a lot of bad issues.
Can we have the regular patrol?
Nyamiche down there, cleaner. Also has
Nyamiche,
similar experience
in the same around the same area. Charlie, I told you I once ran from that junction.
Yeah, you may.
Oh yeah, I had to run. Yeah, it was really scary. One of the days I came directly from Yeah, And it was very early in the morning, so I had to run. There was nobody, and I saw one man. Charlie, no. So I'm asking, and the police not aware, because of course I may not have reported, but other people would have reported.
Oh, yeah.
From Achimota police station to that area, I'm not sure it's too far.
No.
Can we have a? I mean, I don't know how that system works.
Because we just don't care.
Exactly.
That's the long and short of it.
When you say
People
we,
have reported like several times.
We don't care.
Several times.
If you have a police station that's just a few meters away from a crime-prone zone,
Yeah.
that every day there's one stealing or the other.
Yeah.
Okay? There is a forest that is supposed to be a reserve.
Yeah.
And yet we allow people to be walking inside that forest every day, trooping inside there. It's become a base for weed smokers and criminals. That people use the forest cover as how do I call it? In fact, they have used the forest as a cover for their crimes.
Yeah.
And we allow it. So the police is telling us that they cannot allow those their guys who are on motorbikes always chasing people who jump red lights to stand there at that point of the road at certain times of the day. You see, the mere fact that there is police presence in itself is enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes all you need to do is also just park a police pickup there at a certain time of the day, knowing very well that these are the times that these guys perpetrate their crime. Just park the pickup there and leave the siren light on. And that's it. And once the thief sees it, he knows that, Charlie, today their market is not good. I mean, how difficult
I'm asking.
is it for us to do that? Or perhaps, how difficult is it for us to even fence
the forest?
The forest, that part. How difficult is it? In the developed world, that is what they do. The forest is there, but it is fenced. So no human being or animal can cross from the forest into the road. So if you fence it, how does that Kwashe boy get out of the fence to snatch a phone and go back inside?
Yeah.
You understand me? So when I say we don't care, we don't care.
True.
Everybody in this country, nobody cares. Even we, the people ourselves, we don't care. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you see, when you are blaming the thief, you must also blame yourself.
Yeah.
Why would you sit in a car and you have your mobile phone by the window?
Meanwhile, you know where you are.
Minisani.
You know where you are.
Ogini.
What are looking for you guys?
When I'm in a car and it's passenger car and I'm in the passenger seat and the driver is obviously on my left, I make sure that the phone is
at the other side.
is in between myself and the driver. Then I roll the nonsense up to the middle point. You understand? Then once in a while,
you check.
You just take we don't take our personal security seriously. It's also another part of the issues. So we can blame the thief, we can blame our security agencies, we can blame our justice system, but in all of these, we must also take good care of ourselves. Where you know you must not be at a certain time, don't go. I know I've where you know you must not be at a certain time, don't go. It's as simple as that. Look, our country, irrespective of everything, I believe is still relatively safe.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of countries you cannot even get out of your house when it's 8 p.m. Who born dog? You will stay inside. By 5 you finish eating, you've locked your doors and you are inside. Because all that democracy when you're safe now, you get it?
Yeah.
So we should be grateful that we live in a relatively safer country as compared to so many countries on the continent. That people can go out to the club and even come back home at dawn. Sometimes you can get up easily going, you can walk around at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m. You can drive your car around and you still find people in town doing, so many other activities. In some parts of the world, it's not like that. So we must not look at the fact that because we are relatively safe,
we leave everything
to chance because that is what we do here.
I feel you.
Somebody can even sleep and forget that they didn't lock their main door.
Hey.
They forget that they didn't lock their main door. Recently, it happened to me.
Oh, people do.
You understand?
Oh yeah.
Because you come in and you've eaten, you are satisfied, you feel lazy to get up and go and double check.
And for a fact that you know that area is okay, hardly do you hear.
You understand?
Yesterday I was talking to Sly and we were talking about a place to rent and he mentioned a space along the coast there. And somebody, I think Rose proposed that and said, hey, by the time you go to work, I can probably sweep your room for you. No, but No, what happened to getting inside and then locking the door?
No, but that's what I'm saying. So an area where, like Karim's area, for instance, ordinarily, how will a thief break in?
You don't know.
You know the settings.
Yeah.
It's difficult. My and I have asked that question. My area, there is a whole police station there. So I asked, crime issues there, so very low. Hardly do you hear kwashe and all of those things. But so you in your mind you think that you are very much safe.
Safe space, yeah.
You get it. So sometimes it happens, and that reminds me, guys. Good morning, Madam Regional Minister. Don't laugh. Please don't laugh. Good morning, Regional Minister. Auntie Linda, good morning to you. Frank, the video you shared with me, I don't know if you still have it. This is what people are doing. Is it a mastermind or pokwase? You have boys. Eh? No, this one is not street light, and just street light. Omu ko chichi we iron rod nu omu di ye kwan nu.
They say people need those things.
Now I've told you. You know where this thing is now? Oh, if we get a video, let's play that video for me. Now, is it the road? Yeah. You know, they mix the concrete with iron rods and whatever. I think it's even an overhead or a footbridge of a sort. So there are no street lights there. So obviously in the night, and it's a highway, something like the N1 kind of thing. So in the night, these guys will go. And you see, because the road is, what's the word? Derailing? Is that a word? It's cracking off. It's wearing off a little bit. So the rods are exposed. So it becomes very easy for you or the same people to use their way, cutter to just easily get those rods. And I'm like, why have we even gotten to this stage? Yeah. Where are the lights? No, because if the lights are there, if the lights are there, at least, like Karim mentioned, if you drop your security officers around the crime prone areas, these things will stop. Look, the lights are very essential. They are very needed.
When you're driving,
where are the lights?
When you're driving, especially through New York, look, sometimes they just leave the police car, they leave the light on, there's nobody in the car. You understand? But the mere fact that from afar you've seen the car parked there with the light on alone, if you were doing 65 and you're supposed to be doing 50, you bring it down to 30.
This is it. You see how the thing looks. So the sideways of the road, you see what they are doing. You see what humans are doing. Charlie, I'm saying that in this whole world, Charlie, it be like humans be the most wicked creature God has ever created in this world. Look, out of all the creatures, look, let me not mince words. Humans are very wicked. How do you do this? Now, the danger in this is that very soon the road will become very weak. So you drive on this road, if you are not careful, it becomes bumpy. What is this? Like, why are we like this? In Qatar, they provided dustbins for us on our roads. We'll go and cut them and steal them away. Street lights, government has gone to buy street lights. They fix it on our roads. You go and steal. No, we ain't abutra semu. Susu adrim ben pon that way.
Adrim be anim. No, at this point. No, but why?
How much at all will you even get from this? That you would have to risk the life of innocent people who will be using these roads. And then they will start playing the sympathy game. And
you got energy to go and do this.
Where are the lights? Auntie Linda, good morning, honorable. Where are the lights? Where are the lights? At least when we have the lights, then we can say that, oh, the road, we have safeguarded it. It is safe. It is now okay. So these things will not happen. I mean, Charlie, you were here. Let's celebrate people, Makuma Behami. Let's celebrate people.
Yo, people of God, let's celebrate some birthdays this morning here on the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe, 13th August 2026. If you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. We wish you the very best that life has got to offer. So let's get into our list of celebrants real quick and see who we are celebrating today. Beginning with Adepa Vivian. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. So the message says the happy glorious birthday to Adepa Vivian, a teacher at Woez. Wow. Okay.
Can I start secondary school again?
Woez.
I want to start secondary school.
Yeah, West Africa.
I didn't here. No,
Yes, yeah.
I want to start.
You want to start? Okay.
What course does she teach?
We have to ask. So if you want to start, that's okay. The headmistress there too is somebody I know, so we can hold your hand and then take you.
I did general arts first. I want to go back and do science.
All right. So yeah, at the part Vivian, the message says that may God bless you.
Is the person in house?
Wait.
Okay.
This wish is not an in-house.
May God bless
I'm telling you it is in-house.
and protect you. Wishing you endless happiness in your life. And this is from your friend Barbara at the Ghana Immigration Service Station at Accra International Airport. So Adepa Vivian, from Barbara to you, yes, she wishes you a great year. Karim will be enrolling.
They should invite us to the birthday party.
All right, so
we'll be there.
They will invite you to the birthday party.
We'll be there.
Let's move on from Adepa Vivian and see who we are celebrating again this morning. Seth Sosi, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Seth Sosi. And this is coming from Louise Akobeto to you. He wishes you a blessed year, an amazing year. So Seth, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your year. Away from her, him. Let's celebrate Nana Akowa Yebua Esquire. So lawyer, happy birthday to you. Enjoy this year and may it be a great year for you. Happy birthday to you. And moving on from here, who are we celebrating again this morning here? Minister Sandra Afre, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Minister Sandra Afre. And this is coming from Grace to you. Grace sent a message. Grace wishes you a happy birthday to you, Minister Sandra Afre. She says that celebrating your incredible and extraordinary personality. She wishes you joy and more years of impact. May your day be as beautiful as you. And she loves you. So Sandra Afre, happy birthday to you. Away from her, who are we celebrating again this morning? John Gabla, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, John Gabla. Have a great year. And away from John, let's see who we are celebrating again. No. Okay. Let's celebrate. Okay, so that'll be it for birthdays this morning here on the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. Please do well to keep your wishes coming in to our WhatsApp number 055-269-7939, and please do well to send your wishes 3 p.m. the day before your birthday so we can celebrate with you and your loved ones. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
can be the generation that ends it for good.
Malaria must die, so millions can live.
And there they are. The squad is ready, lined up, ice cold, focused and prepared for national duty. Every bottle in position, every label shining with confidence. And here comes the selection. One bottle steps forward, picked from the squad, ready to deliver for Ghana. He takes the first sip. Oh yes, refreshingly hydrating. The whistle goes. The Black Stars are on the move. He breaks through the defense like flowing water. Beautiful control. He lines it up. He strikes. Goal! Ghana is awake. From the fridge to the field, Awake keeps you refreshed. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. Proudly supporting the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA approved.
Your flight is ready to leave.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Okay, next one. Sit down. Look to camera.
This is what it looks like to be exceptional, to stand out from the crowd, to make history. But what if women didn't have to be exceptional? What if they didn't have to be the first, the best, or the only woman? What if being a female engineer wasn't remarkable? What if women and men could compete as equals? I don't want to make history. I don't want to be the only woman. I want to be one of many.
Gentlemen, I've got some bad news and some good news. Okay, the bad news is that your chances of getting prostate cancer are now just 7 to 1. In fact, prostate cancer is killing one man every single hour of the day in this country. Imagine that, one every hour of the day. But the good news is, we're forming a team to stop that clock. Men United. It's time men united together to fight prostate cancer, the way women have united against breast cancer. We need to get together and find a cure, as well as better ways to care for the 250,000 prostate cancer sufferers out there. Please, get on side and join us in the fight. Men United versus prostate cancer. We can win this.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke.
Because you know what you feel on the inside
isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy,
find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share.
Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone.
Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Embarrassed. Too embarrassed to speak to a loved one. Too embarrassed to speak to your doctor.
Too embarrassed. When in our lifetime, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer.
Let me repeat that. 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer disease.
1 in 12. That could be your dad, even your older brother, uncle, or grandfather.
You need to make sure they are not embarrassed to speak to you or their doctor about it.
Hey, Dad, have you had your prostate checked out? See? How hard is that? It's easy. Just start the conversation.
Prostate cancer is survivable if caught and treated early enough.
Don't let embarrassment stop you having this important conversation.
You may save someone's life.
Not just your own.
Well, not too long ago, the great President John Mahama went to the United Nations and spoke for my people of Jamaica and the Caribbean and the Americas. And you said, we are not looking a handout, but recognition of what took place in the transatlantic slave trade. I thank you, my president. I am a child who suffer from this. Chains on my feet, whip in the hand. And tonight I sing a song to go along with your mission of reparations. Not a handout, but to acknowledge. But we're gonna do it not just reggae style, we're gonna do it high life. A high life remix by me, Graham Smargan of Morgan Heritage. Oh, President Mahama, I thank you for saying what you said at the United Nations. Reparations, justice must come. Africa and the Caribbean as one. Zimbabwe, not charity, but exposing them both. Now a new day of justice is born. Hello, across the ocean, torn from the land. Chains on my feet, whip in the hand. But Jah light carried us through the storms. Now a new day of justice is born. Reparations, justice must come, yeah. Africa and the Caribbean as one. Not charity, but exposing them both. Now a new day of justice is born. Reparations, justice must come. Africa and the Caribbean as one. Not charity, but exposing them both. Now a new day of justice is born. Africa crying out loud. Now a new day of justice is born. Mahama, I give you strength. From Ghana to Zimbabwe, we thank you for holding the way. We say, Mahama, justice must come. Africa and the Caribbean as one. I say from Jamaica right to Accra. Now a new day of justice is born. Play it low. Across the ocean, I was torn from the land. There was chains on my feet, whip in the hand. But Jah light carried us through the storms. Now a new day of justice is born. Mahama, Africa and the Caribbean as one. Now a new day of justice is born. Papa Mahama, Africa is crying out. Now a new day of justice is born. I love you. Much love from Jamaica. Ooh yeah. We say Mahama, justice must come. Now a new day of justice is born. We say Mahama, justice must come, yeah. Now a new day of justice is born. Reparations.
I think that it goes beyond the assemblies to us as individuals who live in our homes and live in our communities. If you see the extent of rubbish debris that has been pulled out of homes in this Alajo area alone, you'll be astonished. And this is rubbish that have been packed in homes for months, probably for years. You can see the tons of them, and we are going to try to clear them. The assemblies will come to clear, but on a daily basis, waste management companies are responsible for collecting rubbish from various homes. And you pay a little token to either the Aboboya people or the waste management companies to take them. You have a situation where many people are refusing to do that and rather keeping the waste in their homes. You saw the drains that were desilting this morning. It's choked. There are shops there that continue to throw rubbish into the drain. So for me, it is more of an individual problem. That one is more than the assembly. The assemblies are supposed to ensure regulation. They are supposed to ensure that the right things are done. When the individuals in the assemblies are individuals who are coming from home. So if you are not doing it well in your home and you have been given the responsibility to supervise, regulate, are you able to do it? That is where the problem. I think that we have a serious moral issue. We have a serious behavioral issue that will not take a day to solve. It will not take 2 days to solve. But this is the beginning. Our instruction from the president is to clear the rubbish from around the streets as we move them from the drains and people are bringing them from home. Today, what we have done is to commandeer in excess of 100 tipper trucks through the Ministry of Local Government and the assemblies, and then getting the wheel loaders and the front loaders to now come in and load off. We've been here since 6 o'clock, and you see that we've done just a stretch of about 100 meters. There are lots more to be done. If you go to Nima, you go to Kandeshi, it is a behavioral matter. And for me, I am incensed by Ghanaians who think that this is just the responsibility of the leaders of this country. Who are the leaders? The leaders themselves are individuals. They have homes, they have children in their homes. So if you are grown up, you sit on television, you sit on radio, you sit on Facebook and say your leaders, what are you teaching your children? Because the reason why the front of your house is dirty today is because you are not well trained. You did not take the instructions from your teachers and your parents well. And you are passing that same habit and thinking into your children. We need to be serious as a people and realize that these are health hazards. If you stay within these rubbish and stench for a period, you will surely get sick. And we don't understand why we have frequent headache, we have tummy aches, we have typhoid fever and others. And we will blame other situations for it. I think that there's a serious need for some behavioral change that, of course, will not take months, will not take years, but people must be responsible.
The other aspect, just before you go, is about enforcement. Something that our laws perhaps are too relaxed, and so it is not punitive enough. Residents themselves do not see the need to put people to order.
It is not about the laws being relaxed. It is about the people. If you are given a task to ensure enforcement, yours is to enforce. You don't wait and say that you will not do this because the laws are lax. The laws are not lax at all. Eric, our problem is that we are not enforcing the laws. The people who are given the responsibility to enforce are not enforcing. If the environmental health officer himself appreciates the need for what he has been employed to do, when he's passing and he sees an area dirty, he will not look at it and say, let me go to the office. He will enter the building and then check and ensure that the right things are done. When he sees that a shop owner is sited right by the drain, he would go back and ensure that those things are moved. And when they are moving them, you, the neighbor, should not say, oh, that mentality is where the problem is. Where if you are firm, you are strict, you are disciplined, you are considered either you are too low, you are arrogant, you have pride, you don't care for people, you have no, you are not humane. That is what the problem is. If we all come together and agree that this must be A, and we support the person who is ensuring that the A is implemented, these problems will start to reduce.
Time now for the WoezorTV report. Let's take a look at the headlines.
Are you ready?
Thanks so much for joining us. Now let's settle in for the details of the story. Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has recalled Parliament from recess to sit for 5 days to consider what he describes as urgent parliamentary business. In a notice issued on Wednesday, August 12, the Speaker directed members of Parliament to return to the House from Monday, August 24 to Friday, August 28, 2026. The recall was made under Order 858, Clause 4 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. This comes less than 3 weeks after the House was adjourned on July 31. Parliament was initially expected to remain on recess until October, but the Speaker has now directed MPs to resume sitting at noon on Monday, August 24, at the Parliament House in Accra. And now the Bank of Ghana has intensified its crackdown on unlicensed digital lenders, with the central bank now publishing the names of unapproved digital credit providers on a weekly basis. Speaking at the bi-monthly meeting of heads of banks, Governor Dr. Johnson Pandit-Isiama said the move forms part of efforts to remove non-compliant operators from the market.
Intensified efforts to address the growing incidence of unlicensed digital lending activities. As part of these efforts, the bank has commenced the weekly publication of entities that are identified as providing digital credit services without the requisite approval from the Bank of Ghana. Relevant law enforcement and regulatory agencies are also taking action to facilitate the removal of non-compliant operators from the market. Banks are encouraged to exercise heightened due diligence when engaging digital credit service providers and should verify the licensing status of such entities with the Bank of Ghana before establishing any partnership or business relationship.
And now the bank has also urged banks to develop dedicated investment products for Ghanaians in the diaspora to help channel remittances into savings and productive investments.
They conducted a survey of diaspora investment products across the banking industry. The findings broadly indicate that banks currently do not have dedicated off-the-shelf investment products specifically designed to meet the needs of the Ghanaian diaspora. As a result, remittances continue to flow largely through basic transfer channels rather than being channeled into structured savings products, bonds, or other investment vehicles. Bridging this gap will require coordinated efforts and collaboration among the key stakeholders. I want to urge banks to take advantage of the significant potential within the remittance space by broadening their offerings beyond traditional transfer services to include bank-led investment products, mobile money solutions, and digital remittance platforms. This presents an opportunity to deepen financial intermediation and mobilize diaspora funds for productive investment in the Ghanaian economy. The Bank of Ghana remains committed to working with relevant stakeholders to develop a national remittance strategy, a strategy that's aimed at enhancing remittance flows into the economy and ensuring that a greater proportion of these inflows are channeled towards.
Now, away from that, government is stepping up efforts to transform Ghana's oil palm industry with a target of establishing 100,000 hectares of new plantations. According to the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, the move is aimed at increasing local production, creating jobs, improving farmer incomes, and reducing the country's dependence on imported edible oils. He was speaking at the National Oil Palm Stakeholder Meet Forum organized by the Tree Crops Development Authority in Accra. The following report has more.
Unlock the full economic potential of its oil palm industry, with government pushing for increased production and greater investment across the value chain. Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, says the target of 100,000 hectares of new plantations must translate into tangible economic benefits. He says achieving the target will require quality planting materials, improved farm productivity, access to finance, secure land arrangements, and efficient processing. Speaking at the National Oil Palm Multi-Stakeholder Forum in Accra, Mr. Opoku also cautioned that expansion must not come at the expense of Ghana's forests and biodiversity.
A policy that remains on paper does not create a single job, raise a farmer's income, supply a processor with raw material, or save the nation $1 in imports. Policy acquires value only when it changes lives. Expansion must be carefully planned. We must promote suitable production zones, rehabilitate aging and low-yielding farms, close the yield gap on existing plantations, and bring new areas into production without destroying forests or compromising environmentally sensitive landscapes. Ghana must prove that agricultural expansion and environmental responsibility can advance together.
Chief Executive of the Tree Crops Development Authority, Dr. Andy Osei-Okra, says stakeholders are working towards a clear execution plan focused on expanding plantations, improving productivity, strengthening processing, and reducing reliance on imported edible oils.
And our goal is focus and ambition. Ambitious to the extent that we want to expand plantations, create sustainable jobs, reduce reliance on imported edible oils, and position Ghana as a competitive, respected player in the global palm oil market.
For Ghana's oil palm industry, the challenge now is to turn the commitments made at the forum into action. For WoezorTV, Rachel Asamoah.
Now away from farming, the government has commended the Church of Pentecost for providing shelter and humanitarian support to about 500 Ghanaians who fled xenophobic attacks in South Africa. The commendation was conveyed by the Minister for Foreign Affairs during a meeting with the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Dr. Eric Nyamiche in Accra. The Ghanaians were sheltered for about 2 months at Church of Pentecost branches in Johannesburg, Pretoria West and Kempton Park, where they were also provided with food and clothing before their evacuation by the government. The minister expressed appreciation on behalf of President John Mahama and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, while announcing plans for closer collaboration with the church to enhance consular assistance for Ghanaians abroad. Meanwhile, the government says evacuation from South Africa are ongoing, with more than 1,600 Ghanaians so far safely brought back home.
Of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and in my own name, to come convey a debt of gratitude to you and the entire church for the remarkable role you played during the evacuation of Ghanaians from South Africa. There were those who were hopeful that the situation will improve, and so did not express their desire to be evacuated during the first round of evacuations. But the situation deteriorated and they became stranded. They really had nowhere to go than to seek refuge in the Pentecost churches. The data we have now indicate that there are about 500 Ghanaians you hosted for 2 months, 2 weeks. You hosted them generously, you provided them shelter, provided them food, and even in many instances suspended your church services just to take care of our nationals. There is a third branch, the biggest one in Johannesburg, where we still have Ghanaians. We are going to be evacuating them on Sunday. We have 2 more rounds we are doing tomorrow and Sunday. So after Sunday, you would have your churches free to conduct service and to continue with your amazing work. We also want to remind everybody that this is not the first time that the Church of Pentecost has done this. I recall that during COVID, the Church of Pentecost demonstrated extraordinary humanitarian goodwill towards Ghanaians. Then also during the...
Now, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has clarified that the revocation of the mining leases of Adamus Resources Limited is not intended to facilitate the sale of the company or its assets to another investor. The ministry says the decision followed findings by the Minerals Commission of breaches of Ghana's mining laws, regulatory requirements and financial obligations. The breaches include mining outside approved areas without the required operating permit, failure to comply with statutory and regulatory requirements, as well as outstanding financial obligations. The ministry said in a statement issued on Wednesday, August 12, that the revocation is a regulatory action aimed at ensuring compliance and protecting the public interest. It has stressed that there is currently no government decision to sell Adamus Resources Limited or its mining assets, describing suggestions of a planned sale as speculative. The ministry has reaffirmed government's commitment to transparency, due process, and ensuring that Ghana's mineral resources are exploited in accordance with the law and the national interest. Now, away from mining, Ghana's coastline is losing an estimated 1 to 2 meters of land annually in some areas, threatening livelihoods, infrastructure, and the environment. The University of Cape Coast and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, are launching a 5-year research project to better understand the changes along the country's coastline. The project will collect data on coastal erosion, waves, tides, and sediment movement with the aim of developing models to guide decisions on coastal protection and disaster risk reduction.
Coastal erosion problem is under renewed scientific scrutiny, with the University of Cape Coast and the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, collaborating on a 5-year project to develop sustainable solutions. The Science and Technology Research Partnership for Sustainable Development project will study sediment movement, coastal erosion, and developmental changes, particularly around hotspots, including the Volta River and the Densu Delta. UCC Vice Chancellor Professor Aheto says new equipment will collect data on wave height, water quality, ocean depth, and changes along the coastline. The data is expected to support evidence-based decision on coastal protection and help improve value for money.
On the average, research has shown that depending on the area, we are losing about 1 to 2 meters of our coastline. So this project is meant to conduct research over a 5-year period, build capacity of young scientists through the Africa Ocean Institute to bring up the data that can inform decision making when it comes to how we can manage our coasts to create some value for money and also protect and bring the aesthetic values back to life.
Professor of Coastal Engineering at the University of Tokyo, Professor Tajima says declining sediments from the Volta River is contributing to significant changes along Ghana's coastline.
The sediment transport in the Volta River region is significant, so sediment is moving along the coast. However, the problem is the sediment discharge from the river is now decreasing. Therefore, the amount of sediment around the Volta River is very quickly decreasing. So maybe in the very future, the shoreline retreat will be accelerated, and that will be a serious problem.
The project, valued at about 400 million Japanese yen, approximately 28 million Ghana cedis, will also provide equipment and train Ghanaian researchers. It is expected to develop models to predict changes in waves, tides, and coastal topography, supporting long-term coastal management and disaster risk reduction. For WoezorTV, Ellen from Pong.
Now, several people are feared dead, while several others sustained serious injuries after a tipper truck collided with a sprinter bus at the Ofankor barrier on the Accra-Kumasi Highway in the early hours of Thursday, August 13, 2026. The impact badly mangled the sprinter bus, trapping several passengers inside and prompting a major rescue operation at the scene. According to ADO1 Alex Kinnate of the Ghana National Fire Service, emergency officers were deployed to rescue victims trapped in the wreckage and provide assistance to survivors. The severity of the crash required extensive rescue efforts, with emergency responders working to safely extricate victims and evacuate the injured for medical attention. One female victim, whose legs were reportedly severed in the crash, was transported from the scene by ambulance. The Ghana National Fire Service describes the situation as volatile as its workers work to bring the rescue operation under control and safely remove victims from the wreckage. The exact number of casualties is yet to be officially confirmed. Time now for some international news. Now, millions of people across the UK and Europe have witnessed the most significant solar eclipse in more than 2 decades. For most parts of the UK, more than 90% of the sun was covered by the moon, creating a dynamic spectacle in the daytime sky. The eclipse was also visible across large parts of Europe, with a rare total eclipse witnessed in parts of Iceland and Spain. In the Spanish town of Benavente, crowds fell silent during the 84 seconds of totality, while the beach Café in Cornwall was described as absolutely buzzing. And in Edinburgh, a large crowd erupted in cheers when the clouds finally cleared to reveal the eclipse. The celestial event attracted millions of spectators, offering a rare opportunity to the witness that the moon passed directly between the earth and the sun. Now this brings us to the end of the WoezorTV report. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Karen Naoyokwoti.
we can be the generation that ends it for good.
Malaria must die, so millions can live.
Embarrassed. Too embarrassed to speak to a loved one. Too embarrassed to speak to your doctor.
Too embarrassed. When in our lifetime, 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer.
Let me repeat that. 1 in 4 black men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. 1 in 12 black men will die from prostate cancer disease.
1 in 12. That could be your dad, even your older brother, uncle, or grandfather.
You need to make sure they are not embarrassed to speak to you or their doctor about it.
Hey, Dad, have you had your prostate checked out? See? How hard is that? It's easy. Just start the conversation.
Prostate cancer is survivable if caught and treated early enough.
Don't let embarrassment stop you having this important conversation.
You may save someone's life.
Not just your own.
Okay, next one. Sit down. Look to camera.
This is what it looks like to be exceptional, to stand out from the crowd, to make history. But what if women didn't have to be exceptional? What if they didn't have to be the first, the best, or the only woman? What if being a female engineer wasn't remarkable? What if women and men could compete as equals? I don't want to make history. I don't want to be the only woman. I want to be one of many.
Gentlemen, I've got some bad news and some good news. Okay, the bad news is that your chances of getting prostate cancer are now just 7 to 1. In fact, prostate cancer is killing 1 man every single hour of the day in this country. Imagine that, 1 every hour of the day. But the good news is, we're forming a team to stop that clock. Men United. It's time men united together to fight prostate cancer, the way women have united against breast cancer. We need to get together and find a cure, as well as better ways to care for the 250,000 prostate cancer sufferers out there. Please, get on side and join us in the fight. Men United versus prostate cancer. We can win this.
Welcome back for Sports Update on the Breakfast Cafe. My name is Godfred Amuafo. Let's start from the camp of the Black Queens. After their exit from the ongoing WAFCON, issues are popping out. Now, the Ghana senior women's national team, which is the Black Queens, have called for payment of outstanding bonuses and per diems while expressing concerns over what they describe as inadequate support during the Women's African Cup of Nations campaign in Morocco. And the Black Queens, exited the tournament at the quarterfinal stage after a 2-1 defeat to Malawi, ending their hopes of automatic qualification for the next year's FIFA World Cup. Now, ahead of their World Cup playoff against Cote d'Ivoire on Thursday, the players called for greater transparency, accountability, fairness, and respect, as well as improved professional conditions of their national team assignments. They also commended the technical team for its support and urged authorities to engage with the players to resolve their concerns. So this is what they are saying. According to the players, they've not been paid some bonuses and per diem. But then the sports minister, Kofi Adams, says that government does not owe the Black Queens any outstanding per diem. Yesterday, in a statement, the minister said transparency must guide public service, stressing that records on payments have been made available for public reference. So that is it on your screen. Yesterday, he brought out a letter showing the payment, and from the screen you can see Ministry of Sports and Recreation, that's the claim sheets, payments of per diem to Black Queens and players for their participation in the 2026 WAFCON 8 to 14th August 2026, and each player was paid $700. And so that is what the sports minister yesterday provided to back his claim that the government does not owe the Black Queens. And so I don't know where the Black Queens are coming in with this statement that they have not been paid some bonuses. But of course, apart from they calling for the payment of the bonuses, they're also calling on Ghanaians to support them. They want to see that the support that they saw for the Black Stars during the World Cup, they also want to see it in their qualification against Ivory Coast on Thursday. But then still on the WAFCON 2026, Malawi, they are debutant. They are experiencing the WAFCON for the first time, and of course they've beaten all the big girls in the game. Yesterday they added Algeria, making their first ever WAFCON final. So Malawi's Scorchers have reached their first ever Women's African Cup of Nations final after defeating Algeria 3-1 in the semi-final. Now the Chiwanga sisters, these two sisters leading the attack for Malawi. In fact, yesterday, even from the beginning of the tournament, they've been dominant, scoring goals here and there. That's the Tabitha and Temwa sisters were decisive, scoring all the 3 goals for Malawi yesterday. Tabitha opened the day, scoring in the 33rd minutes before Temwa doubled the lead just before halftime. Algeria were reduced to 10 players after Morgan was sent off, pulled one back through Ikram in the 60th minute. Malawi, however, held on to secure a historic place in the final. But of course, they are going to meet Cameroon, who also managed to beat host nation Morocco on penalties. That is 3-1 on penalties. And yesterday, if you missed that game, you have the highlights, probably be showing it to you. It was beautiful how the goalkeeper for Cameroon was able to save penalties for her team to reach the final. The indomitable Lioness held their nerves in the shootout at the Maule El Hassan Stadium after 120 minutes, failed to produce goal, with Morocco left to rue a golden opportunity to win the contest when Fatima Tanot missed a penalty in extra time. Cameroon converted 3 of their 4 kicks in the shootout through Mari Inga, Rosebera and Mariam Inyadu, while Morocco managed only 1 successful effort, scored by Hanan Ait El Haj, Kenza Chapel, Mayem Atik and Sakina Orao all failed to convert for the Atlas Lionesses of Cameroon. Completed for Morocco, as Cameroon completed a major knockout victory after eliminating the defending champions Nigeria 1-0 and then making it to the semi-finals and also defeating Morocco host nation. Now let's talk about Cameroon goalkeeper. I think the video is there and you can show the highlights of that. She is the Michli Bahina. Yesterday she did a job for Cameroon. She's just 22 years old and plays football for Benfica as club side, and gained the international acclaim during the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. She has been the talk of many. Now, with her stellar penalty and match savings heroics, they actually took the team to the semi-finals and now in the final. Start with a nice saves clean sheet in the semi-finals against Nigeria. In fact, she made some 9 clean saves and kept a clean sheet against the almighty Nigeria, the defending champions. And we thought it was a 9-day wonder against Morocco yesterday. Saved a 118th minute penalty and 3 more spot kicks in the penalty shooters against the Moroccan side to send Cameroon to the WAFCON final. So yesterday, I think that if you go to Morocco, or yes, in Morocco, the players will actually carry here, but then back home in Cameroon, I will not be surprised if they even erect a statue or something, a monument to praise her. But let's go to Europe, because the Super Cup, I mean, between PSG and Aston Villa also took place. Once again, Luis Enrique's side dominated and beat Aston Villa by 2-1 to lift the UEFA Super Cup for the 2nd consecutive season. Kvaratskhelia put the European champions ahead before 17-year-old Harvey Maggio equalized for Aston Villa. If you go to Twitter, this 17-year-old boy is trending because now he is the youngest player to score in the Super Cup. PSG restored their lead in the second half through Doué, whose goal was confirmed after a VAR check for offside. The victory sees PSG retain the UEFA Super Cup and continue their impressive run as European champions. Very impressive, of course, opening the season for them. But this morning, we have a conversation about early career pharmacists and junior doctors who have come together for a friendly supporting and social event aimed at strengthening professional relationships beyond the clinical. So this morning they joined me here for that conversation. Now it's not just about football games, they're also looking at the environment, how they can preach sustainable environment through sporting activity. The event is designed to as well promote teamwork, networking and wellness, while providing an opportunity for two healthcare groups to interact in a relaxed settings. Although participants will compete for honors on the field, organizers say that the focus is on the fund and building stronger bonds between pharmacists and junior doctors. And so joining me this morning is Dr. Abdul Rahman. He is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman for the Junior Doctors Association, that is the JDA. He's here. And then we have Derek Kwaku Ishen. He is the Early Career Pharmaceutical Group Vice Chairperson. He is to my right. Gentlemen, let me welcome you. How are you doing?
Thank you very much.
Your man is making me short. I mean, this event, talk to us. What is it about, and why must Ghanaians pay attention to this event that you're about to engage yourselves in?
All right, thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Sachibu Abdurrahman, a medical doctor and the Greater Accra Regional Chairperson for the Junior Doctors Association. And we are pleased to announce that our upcoming sporting event and fun games, which will be organized on the 22nd of August 2026 at the Wembley AstroTurf.
Okay.
And the idea behind the event is that, behind the hospital walls, pharmacists and doctors are partners, and as in contributing to quality healthcare delivery. And then we want to use this opportunity to actually improve that network, to improve that friendship and relationship, albeit on a very relaxed and enjoyable environment like the one we're about to have on the Saturday 22nd of August 2026. So that's probably a basically the idea behind organizing this event. Yes.
Doctors playing ball and sports?
Yes, why not? I mean, for myself, I can speak for myself and say that all throughout my days in primary to JHS and senior high school, I was a very prolific striker. And I always say to myself that if I had the opportunity to play in the Premier League, I would have been one of the, if not the greatest African striker to have graced football. And so it's rather unfortunate that we found ourselves in a different territory, but I mean, it's all well and good. Yes.
Which of the Premier League? The Ghana Premier League?
No, the English Premier League. The English Premier League.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course.
Would have been the great
Africa's greatest striker, most prolific striker in history, surpassing the greats of Didier Drogba and Samuel Eto'o.
I'm sure Randy is watching.
Oh yes, for sure.
You won't tell me I'm the only one that has been bragging.
Yeah.
So this is the player you're going to meet.
I mean, it's interesting how they've been talking so much, even on X. And I mean, aside X, when you in their chairperson, that's the national chairperson, threw a challenge to my chair actually. So it's quite serious now. We thought it was going to be a friendly match because we know these doctors, we work with them. But I mean, obviously, we just assumed as though these are brothers we want to play with and show them how the standards are when it comes to football. But it seems they are trying to take it a little notch, and we will let them know that indeed when they are done with the prescription and before the patients get the medication, we are the last people they speak to. We give them the pharmaceutical care, and we are going to make sure that we give them some medication on the field. I mean, not just the medication alone, just giving them some lessons on how to score goals. He claims to be one of the best strikers, but not to worry. I mean, we have very specific and wonderful pharmacists who are ready to ensure that these so-called goals he wants to score will be all kept away.
You must have Van Dijks in your team, because for him to say that
it's not a matter of height. The ball can be in the end. The shorter person will take the ball.
He didn't use his height. He's
I'm just
a prolific goal scorer.
Yeah.
So you need to have a defender that will stop him.
Don't worry.
I'm feeling the heat at the moment. Is it just that I don't want to come and be disappointed? I don't want Ghanaians to come and be disappointed, because you've seen some before the talks, especially him. So how many goals should we expect from you?
We are not going to promise much. We always say that the play be the floor. You understand? So on the day of the event, we are calling you guys to come and be there and witness skill, finesse, and panache, and see all the skills that we are going, and the trickery that we are going to display on the pitch. At the end of the day, we assure our junior doctors, our colleagues, that we are going to bring back the trophy. Yes.
So how many games are you looking at? Is it only football?
No. So for the games, we are looking at the board games. We are looking at field events, some running, and also some bottle games, and also some other games that for the ladies as well, the lady pharmacists and the lady doctors, we have special things planned out for
the
them.
ladies are coming.
Yeah, the ladies are coming. Yes. So we have over 150 people registered already. And we are looking at, I mean, filling the whole place with these doctors. And I mean, in as much as we are always mentioning the junior doctors and young pharmacists, one thing I always say as part of my initiative has been the young pharmacist vice chairman, is that you can be 90 years old, but so far as you have a young heart, you are always a member. So we are, by this stand, extending our invite to all the doctors, the head of institutions, and all the pharmacists, head of various institutions, to come on board. Even as we have games planned out for them, we have a lot of activities, and we want them to show them. See, and one thing is that Haruna should note that the games is not just the football. So we can score in the football and also beat you in dummy, and beat you in Ludo, and beat you in a 50-meter dash.
So they can win the football.
No, I'm saying that we will score them in that and beat them in that.
So you are beating them
overall, beating. That's what's going to happen on the 22nd of August at Wembley Plaza.
So it has no age limit, right?
No age limit. No age limit.
What are you saying that these games promises to deliver to with the audience?
So I mean, the audience, they are coming in to see their doctors and pharmacists on show, to let them, as you mentioned, we have very prolific people who are playing football. I have a classmate of mine who is now playing in UK as a footballer. You understand? So maybe his flight might be coming in on the 20th of August. Owen is coming down on the 20th of August.
From UK.
Yeah.
Then it's serious.
No, you see, it's as I said, they're starting. We wanted to just have it as though as a fun games and all, but with the videos and the way they are talking,
the fire is coming.
We have to put them at their level, smoothness level.
So the agents can even come around to scouts.
Yes, of course. That's why, because you have young doctors, you have young pharmacists who are under 18, under 17, under 19. So they have to be there to scout these people. One of them might become the new Asamoah for the country.
You're right, because we had Nuruddin who used to play for Kotoko. He was a nurse.
Yeah, so
he even played football to focus on the nurse. And so the agents are encouraged to come and watch. Are you invited?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I mean, you look very good, physical and able, agile. And so we expect people like you and many more to show up there to also contribute to this very.
I know, I understand. You have technical eye. When you see a player, you see.
Yes. When I see a footballer, I see.
So I mean, as you are inviting you, we are also not forgetting our sponsors. Mega Life Sciences, Ghana Limited. They are our proud sponsors. So as part of the games as well, they are also supporting us in cash and in kind to also help make sure this game.
They should also come and see Weezor so that we put them on, right?
No problem. No problem.
Not just sponsoring you.
No problem. So you can always come on. You feel free to pass by, and I mean we can set up a team for you to play against the All Stars. Maybe we pick 2 of the doctors to join us because we are the stars. We just pick 2 of them to join us, and then we will play with you. I mean on a friendly note.
Do you know Randy Aji?
I know Randy.
Okay. Have you heard Godfred Amoafu?
I've heard Godfred Amoafu.
Okay, no problem. so give us the venue again, the time it is starting and all that.
Yes, so the event will be taking place on the 22nd, which is a Saturday of of this month, and also it will be happening live at the Wembley AstroTurf at East Legon. And I would like to say that beyond the fun, beyond the games, at the end of the day, there's going to be only one winner, which is going to be junior doctors. However, ultimately the games is more than just football, and it is about fostering unity and relationship, strengthening the bond between pharmacists, doctors and all the healthcare workers, and also building a camaraderie amongst ourselves. And so we are telling our colleagues to come prepared, because we'll be coming to prepare not just to participate but to compete. It promises to be exciting, and then we assure our people that they should come out in their numbers and let us defeat and show the pharmacists where the play will be.
In your statements, you made mention that you want to use this to create an enabling environment, a friendly environment around yourselves. Is that really cool, something that you need to foster among you?
Yeah, I think it's very great that we do this, especially and on the more serious side of things. Imagine the doctor and the pharmacist in one specific facility would really just need a text to solve an issue. There are sometimes that maybe there is maybe an issue about a patient that needs resolving, probably have to call through the pharmacy line because there is no sort of relationship. Now if I need to talk to Haruna and we are in the same facility, I don't need to call the pharmacy line. I just call Haruna, Dr. Haruna, this is what we are having about patient A, and it solves easier and faster. Yes, I mean it helps the patients at large. So that is what we are trying to look at, essentially trying to make sure that the patients at the bottom line, when there's camaraderie and this friendship is built on the field of play, when we get to the hospital, we make sure that this is put to action to the benefit of our patients. So essentially, we are still looking at the patients at the end of the day. So it's all about the patients and also keeping fit as well. So we are urging all the doctors, all the pharmacists, senior doctors, senior pharmacists, anyone that you know, to just come on board and make sure that we are going to have a very beautiful and amazing day. But in all his statements, he's making sure he's putting the competitive edge, and I like that a lot. Maybe we'll be bringing the silver medal to just make sure that they don't go with that. Initially, we were just thinking of just a trophy and gold medals, but looking at him, maybe I'll bring 2 silver medals for him, and then one of my good friends, they are vice president of example, so that he get a medal to the house.
Yes. Solid. Then after the game, we'll bring you here so that Ghanaians will see who won what after the bragging. Any final words to your
yes. So we'd like to urge all our colleagues within the medical fraternity, including the pharmacists, as well as junior doctors to come out in their numbers, come prepared. It promises to be a very exciting event, one that would include a lot of games, a lot of fun, a lot of networking, and then we promise that we are not going to deliver on our mandate as junior doctors and that of career pharmacists. And so we hope to see you guys there. You guys should come out in your numbers, support us, and then we'll see who wins at the end of the day. Yeah.
You have anything finally to say?
Oh, all the best to the junior doctors, as even as they come to meet us. I've heard they've been training on every Thursday. It's so funny. It's not about the training or the talking and everything. It's about just showing up. And as it stands now, I have my boys who are ready. Those who are flying in from Kumasi.
Yeah, because you talk more than him.
Those who are flying in from UK to come. So just check on the various pages, the JDA pages, the ECPG pages on X, on Instagram. Just follow the link and sign up so that we just know how to plan accordingly. So we are going to see you all on the 22nd of August at 9:30 a.m. when Plus is Legon.
So you heard Dr. What's the first name?
Sachubu Abdurrahman.
Sachubu
Abdurrahman.
Sachubu Abdurrahman. Yes. He is the Greater Accra Regional Chairman for Junior Doctors Association at the JDA, and then Derek Kweku Ishen, Early Career Pharmaceutical Group. So that is the ECPG vice chairperson. Therefore, I mean, you've heard from them. If you have technical eye and ear, you know who is the player among them. Me, I know. I know who can play. So that is it for sports updates on the Breakfast Cafe. My name is Godfred Amwafo. I'll be there, and I promise you that after the games, I'll bring them here. If you see who actually bragged in vain. It's around for sports. Let's meet. Entertainment is happening this day.
Only a father can understand. Only a husband can understand. Only a man can understand. Prostate cancer. It's about more than fear of cancer. It's about fear of losing urinary control and sexual function. That's why more men turn to Jackson South for robotic surgery than anywhere else in South Florida. Get the facts at jacksonprostatefacts.org. Miracles made daily.
If you're watching this with your friends, you'll probably make a joke. Because you know what you feel on the inside isn't what you want people to know.
If you have to pretend to be happy, find someone you trust and tell them.
If you get mad at things and you don't know why, or have thoughts about hurting yourself,
find someone you trust and tell them.
You are never alone when you share. Seriously, people care about you.
It's okay to not understand what you're feeling.
And it's easy to think that you're all alone.
But you don't have to be.
You're never alone when you share.
Don't be ashamed to tell someone you trust what you're feeling.
You're not alone.
You are not alone. Find someone you trust and tell them.
Tell a parent.
Tell a teacher. Tell a brother or sister.
Or just tell a friend.
You haven't done anything wrong.
Talk to someone.
Talk to someone.
It's how things get better.
Your flight is ready to leave.
Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Good morning. You are still watching the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe. My name is Evergreen Asanto, and this is the entertainment updates. Now let's look at some headlines in the world of entertainment. Abeku Santana champions African-led tourism storytelling. Ejako returns to acting after considering retirement. Nana Ama McBrown uses Ama to highlight barriers facing young women. Quick Flex Frango supports claims sparks online debate. In debate, some artists don't bring me their songs because I can do it too. And now let's look at the details of these stories. And Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Abeku Santana, has launched a new podcast aimed at giving Africans greater control over how the continent's tourism story is told, dubbed Tourism Destination Africa. The platform will explore tourism's opportunities, cultures, and experiences across Ghana and the rest of the continent. Abeku Santana says Africa's tourism industry is growing rapidly, but global perceptions of the continent have not kept pace with that progress, and he believes that Africans must take the lead in telling their own stories and showcasing the continent's diverse tourism offerings to the world. And that is what the Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority is saying. So this is an update that there's a new podcast in town promoting our culture, our heritage, and what makes us Ghanaian. So while you're watching other podcasts to entertain yourself and stuff, you need to also listen to this podcast and also watch as well, so they can learn more about the Ghanaian culture and the history, everything that makes us Ghanaian. And I know that this is going to come out well, and then it is going to serve as an educational platform and of course an entertainment one too, as a matter of fact. Now let's move on to the world of movies. And veteran Kumewood actor Ejako has also returned to acting after previously considering retirement from the film industry. Speaking to Kumasi-based Kanti TV, the actor revealed that he has already returned on set and is working on new movie projects. Ejako said he changed his mind after reconsidering his decision to retire and is now ready to reconnect with audiences through new platforms and performances. The actor, who played a major role in the rise of Kumewood in the 2000s, has assured fans that more movies are on the way. So that is it. Finally, we get to meet and see and experience and have a feel of our veteran Ghanaian actor, Ejako. And I can't wait, because I mean, there's been a lot of memes since God knows when on social media where, you know, when you see Ejako, you see Chewa. When you see Chewa, you see Lowen. And we've had that experience since growing up. And even for our mothers and fathers, they still enjoyed watching these legends. So I know that he's going to bring the same energy, the same vibe, and there's going to be a lot of good movies, educative ones and also entertaining ones. I can't wait to have the Ejako experience all together again. So we're still in the movie conversation, and also I told you earlier that this Saturday at the UPSC Auditorium, Nana Ama McBrown is launching her new movie. So the actress is using her upcoming movie Ama to highlight the social barriers that prevent many young Ghanaian women from reaching their full potential. Speaking in an interview, the actress and media personality said the film tells the stories of young women, particularly those in rural communities whose ambitions are often restricted by societal expectations. McBrown also revealed that the movie features mostly new faces, with herself and Dr. Laiki being among the few familiar faces and names in the cast. Ama, which was originally written in Twi, will premiere on August 15 at the UPSC Auditorium, like I stated. So Get your popcorns ready and, you know, some simple outfit that you can feel comfortable in. And on Saturday, go to the UPSA auditorium. It's a way of patronizing our Ghanaian culture. Go and learn something. Go and have fun with your family, your friends, and your loved ones while you enjoy this insightful piece put together by one of our favorite Ghanaian actresses, which is Nanama Makva. Now to something that is happening on social media that has got everyone talking. I gave you an update that Quick Flick was going to release a song titled Frango. Now the song is finally out, and guess what? There's been some debate with regards to the song, and he has sparked a fresh debate about support for Ghanaian artists after suggesting that his latest song Frango is receiving more attention from outside Ghana than at home. The musician made the comment on X after Ugandan content creator Tenge Tenge shared a video using the song. Quick Flick thanked the content creator for the support and said he was surprised that the song appeared to be receiving louder and backing internationally. Now, his comments have divided social media users, with some questioning the claim while others saying it highlights the challenges Ghanaian creatives face in receiving support from their own industry. Now, fellow musician Yao Tog has also weighed in on the conversation, adding to the debate about local support for Ghanaian music. And that is the screenshot you're seeing on your screen. He says that sometimes the support you expect from home comes from somewhere else. And then you have the flag of Ghana and that of the Ugandan flag. And then Tenge Tenge, my brother, thank you for the genuine love. The people of Ghana know Frango is a big record, but somehow the support from outside is louder than the support from home. Huge song. And then this is a music video too that we are talking about, that people are also saying they don't even understand the concept, and then the video is, in people's words, a waste of time. But I mean, that is someone's creativity, that is someone's work. So I mean, let's not focus on the negative aspect. But I mean, Kweku Flick is one of the artists that mostly when he releases song, I see people, you know, these days on social media, you see there are content creators who talk about songs, who analyze songs and then share in their 2 cents, and I see people doing that for Kweku Flick. So I don't know what he's talking about. I checked social media and I saw a few people do their breakdown also on this song, but it looks like there are lots of expectations that he wants from Ghanaians. So if you love the song, if you're enjoying it, maybe you would want to do a video with the song and then share it on social media. But if you are saying with your full chest entirely that the support outside is more louder than the support at home, then I don't get you, because I think people are also trying to support in their own way. But then tell us also, how then can we support you, right? All right, so now my final story this morning. Ghanaian cinematographer and musician Eni Bade has also opened up about the interesting challenge that comes with being both behind the camera and behind the microphone. Speaking on Tune Talk, Eni Bade revealed that while he remains open to working with artists, some have admitted that his ability to make music himself sometimes make him them hesitant to bring their songs to him.
Filming myself,
right.
I filmed some of the scenes for my video, but when it comes to filming myself, my boys handle them. Okay. So shouts to Boots Films, Celebrity Films, Abeku Simonson. These are like my people that come together for me, and not forgetting different photography. You know, like these are people that handle camera for me when it has to do with me filming myself. And then also I think demand for my video services now is low, because I'm turning to be a threat to the industry now. Because imagine if an artist is booking you to, you know, shoot their video and then you make good music than they do you think they will come to you? Because I've got no bad songs by far.
No. Explain it better.
Same explanation, same thing. I think it's self-explanatory. Like I have rapports with people that come back, and then I have people that genuinely understand that, you know, like, okay, aside the fact that he's a musician, he's also
got something to offer, so we should work with him. I've had instances where some artists have told me that, Charlie, if I send you my song, you go still you get it. So for that reason, they don't bring me works. It's fine, it's their own choices and all. But then I feel like now there's much demand for myself.
Okay.
You know, so I'm locked in with my team, but then anybody that wants to work with me, those are still open, you know.
Okay. So that is any beta that we just listened to. Yesterday he was here on Tune Talk. We had a very insightful conversation. If you want to watch the full interview, you can find it on our social media platforms. Our YouTube is WoezorTV official, and then our Facebook, including our other social media platforms, is WoezorTV. So you can find any beta on Tune Talk with Evergreen Asante. Watch the full interview Saturday at 4:00 p.m. Also here on WoezorTV, you get to also have an experience with the full conversation. I am Evergreen Asante. Thank you for watching the entertainment update with me. We are taking a quick turn. When we come back, we are having a conversation with a pop culture journalist, Olele Salvador, and we are talking about the creative industry. So join us shortly for that conversation. You're welcome back from the quick break. You're still watching the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe, and this morning we are going to have a conversation on the topic: is Ghana becoming better at exporting events than building them at home? And then joining us, I mentioned earlier, is pop culture journalist and media personality and also founder of the Olele Salvador Network, whom we all know as Olele Salvador. And for a decade now, he's been documenting Ghana and the culture and also the entertainment and of course the creative economy locally and globally. So Olele is on the line and we're talking to him via Zoom. Good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, good morning. How are you? Good morning to your viewers as well.
I'm good. And it's good to have you here this morning.
Pleasure to be on your channel. This is my first time, so I'll call about to both of us.
Absolutely, Aquaba indeed. These days they say we should add.
Oh no, it's a Wezor.
As if I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
But I mean, we already have our topic. We are talking about events and how lately our artists and also brands are taking events beyond, the continent. But before we even zoom in with the conversation, right, I have my colleagues here, so I want to have their take also on the topic. Then we can also start the conversation. So Randy is here, Karim, and then also Na. We have Olele also with us, which I believe, Karim, you already know Salvador. So we already know the topic. Who is starting?
I can go first because I am not the showbiz entertainment person. But I think that we are doing very well when it comes to representing Ghana in the international market. You can talk about the great artists, Shatta Wale, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, Kiddy. I mean, mention them. The Ghanaians doing so well in the international markets. I feel, yes, we need to give them their flowers. With a little more support and proper investment, I think we should be competing and winning the competitions that we may find ourselves in. I mean, the BETs, you can mention all those categories or the award schemes that are worldwide recognized. And I think that is just a little bit of push and support. Back at home, now, I think we still have, I think we still have a long way to go, especially with infrastructure. And the only way infrastructure can develop or we can benefit enough from it is when money or investment is pumped into it. And I think for me, that is where I stand locally or at home. Even though we are producing, I think we need to do more as far as investment in infrastructure is concerned. I'll leave it there and allow the showbiz man, Karim, and now to talk more about it. They may know the challenges more than I do.
Now has been organizing church concerts. So
I mean, and it cuts across. It's not just limited to the Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy.
Oh yeah.
So even the gospel music too. I mean, I know at least Nasi. I know Joe Metal. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but if I would talk from the gospel music point of view, I think relatively they are doing well, and special shout out to most of our big artists, who have been able to cross borders, the likes of Joe Metal, Dinah Hamilton. Their adherence to time. So one typical thing I've noticed about their work experience with Dinah Hamilton is if they are starting at 4 p.m, it is 4 p.m. And if you say she's closing at 9 p.m, believe you me, it's 9 p.m. and they are done. Okay, and so it's one of the things that I feel that has brought a lot of patrons to the events over and over and over again. And it's been over 10 years since she's been running that. You see the likes of Joe Metal, to me, having his experience conference at the Accra Sports Stadium. Was it Praise Reloaded, right? And this was a river. It was raining, but people were there. People were excited to be there, or it was great because I mean, if they are starting at the set time, it is 4 p.m. 4 p.m. the program is starting. They want to waste the time of the audience for hours, for God knows what. Yeah, sometimes there are technical challenges that is beyond them, but many a times you realize that events start early, they get to close early. The patrons also get to go home, rest, and then get to do. And most of these events happen during the weekends and. For the gospel side like this, usually typically it's a Sunday evening thing, and Monday people have to go to work. So when it comes to those sides, I'll say relatively they've done well. But again, if we come to the larger space, so moving beyond gospel, a few days ago we're talking about the whole thing of the GRA and the many challenges the event organizers face. We talk about the ticketing, talk about the taxing that comes with it, and event spaces. You realize that most of the spaces, I think, has outgrown the population, or the population has outgrown the spaces. A typical example is the National Theatre. If you are getting the National Theatre for an event, a well-publicized event, maybe you should look at getting people to sit outside. And even the outside, where exactly are they going to sit? Because I've seen countless times where people have been to the National Theatre for events and the place gets full and people are standing. Right? We again at the National Theatre, you find out that there are a number of problems wrong with the auditorium itself. Yes, we've seen the Ministry of Culture and Creative Art talking about the renovation of the National Theatre and all, but I need to ask a question: why the ACs in the National Theatre isn't working? You get into the National Theatre, you look up there, and there are cobwebs dancing Hosanna up there. What are they looking for? Aren't there people taking care of the space? You find seats that are broken and they are still there. No repairs, no maintenance, nothing. You move and the washroom squad, there is not anything we want to talk about here. So bad. Okay, so we look at all these things, the event spaces, and when you want to have an event in town, the venue really matters, especially in Accra. You can't take an event, say you want to do a concert, a comedy concert or something, and then you move it to say Boteman. How many people will be willing to travel from the central part of Accra straight to Boteman for an event? And so you realize that most of the central events locations are in the middle of the city, and there are a number of things wrong with it. So if you want to look beyond Ghana, taking our event beyond Ghana, let's start with the home. I mean, they say charity begins at home, right? So let's start with what we have here. How are we improving on the event facilities here? How are we improving on the services? How are we improving on most of the laid down procedures that are available when people want to organize events, right? Do we give our artists the space to grow? Do we give them tax waivers? Because we always talk about tax waivers, giving business owners tax waivers. How about the artists that is struggling? Because you need to fill up the space. Yes, the event was a success, it was full, the place was full. How many people are going to buy the tickets? People share a lot of complimentary tickets than the sales they make, right? So for the artist, what is he or she making? And if you want to move beyond, we've seen artists that have moved beyond their boundaries here in Ghana. But how many people? We find our secular artists doing most. And I remember, was it Shatawale or Stoneboy talking about how sponsorship is even difficult and they have to fund their events out of pocket. So are there other incentives available for these artists that can help them go out of the country to organize their events? Because organizing, even in Ghana here, is expensive, right? So imagine going out of the country to organize the events there with no support, and much of them have to fund out of pocket. Where is the funding going to come from, and how are they going to do all those things? So if we really want to look at it in the broader light, crossing borders, going to other countries, most of these things should be really considered. And let's see how well we can help our artists and help and position them better to also attract investors, or I mean music people out of the country. In fact, most of our gospel people sign on to Sony, Integrity Music and all. They get a lot of support from them. But how about secular artists? Are they also getting that needed support? Or it's always, if you can't fund out of pockets, then you just have to do tour. People organize their event and then you go and then you sing and then you come back. So I think, yeah, that's my little 2 CDs on it.
Okay, that's a little 2 CDs. Karim.
Let me also contribute my little 1 CD 50 pesos on the subject. If you know, I'm getting the question right. What you're asking is that as a country, are we better at exporting events rather than building them here at home? When you pick this particular question, you can look at it across different spheres. One, you can look at it from the point of whether when we're organizing events or we are putting together events, the main focus of which we are putting them together is for the international market and not necessarily for the local market or local consumption, right?
Yeah.
And so you pick events like Dirty December, you pick you pick Dirty December in itself. You pick events like Afrofuture, your Afro whatever it used to be in the past, and all of that, and realize that there's a certain focus on a certain international group of people or the diaspora coming in to benefit from these initiatives, these events or these programs, and not necessarily the locals or those of us domiciled here in Ghana. You can also look at it from the point where we are talking about the fact that everything that we are doing now in terms of events, we are now looking more at organizing the events outside Ghana rather than organizing them in Ghana for the Ghanaian people to benefit. And of course, there can come the third bit of it where we look at the issues of our Ghanaian talent and all of that, taking them out there and getting them to do the work. If you ask me, I would say yes. I think that in a very long time, our focus is more shifting more towards, you know, outside and the people that are outside and what they get to see and benefit, rather than we focusing on the people in the country and what we can do to ensure that when we're putting together events, when we're organizing concerts, even within the local tourism space or the tourism sector, that we focus our attention more on what we can do for the Ghanaian people to get the full benefit of it. I believe that NA has made mention of a number of things that we ought to really pay close attention to if we want to be extremely successful at these things that we do and to get the local people to benefit from it. And so yes, I think that we are focused a lot more on the outside market, on the diaspora market, rather than on the locals. You realize that even a lot of the events that would organize during 30 December, some of them come priced in dollars. So how can the locals benefit? The advertisements for these events are more international focused rather than locally directed. So how can our people benefit from it as well, right? And so those really are the concerns. I think that it is also not a bad thing for us to have artists going abroad to organize concerts, because you can't lose sight of the fact that you have Ghanaians living in these parts of the world. And so you can't have Stoneboy and Shatawale and Sarkodie, Kimpaluta and the rest organizing events only in Accra when we have Ghanaians living in New York, you have Ghanaians living in Amsterdam, you have Ghanaians living in Berlin, in Munich, in Frankfurt, in London. They too want to benefit from the talents of these great men and women that we have. And so it's only fair that we take some of these things to them out there. My only concern is that we must do better. We should look at how best we can take advantage of the domestic market in terms of our pricing, in terms of our organization and all of that. I have vowed not to attend concerts in Ghana until something better is done about it.
Right. Okay.
I think that so far in our country, the concert that was organized and had the highest standard, which I don't think any other concert has been able to break or meet that standard, was the Global Citizen. I didn't go there. I sat at home. I watched everything on YouTube, but it looked as though I was there because the experience was great, and everybody who went there attested to the fact that
Which
it
year
was
that?
properly organized. I think it should be 24, 23.
23.
Right. That it was properly organized, even from how you get access to the event space. But I vowed that I won't go to Ghanaian concert because you see, they don't start on time.
When they close,
They sell more tickets than they should sell, and so the place gets choked. The artist who is supposed to, you advertise the show to start at 6, the main artist will appear at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. Why? Are you a goddess or a god?
They are changing.
You know, no. So me and me, that has been my take, that I won't, because of these things. You get it? We don't put enough security in place. It gets so choked. You're standing, people are pushing you. You even have time to move around and dance. So we must up our standards. When we go abroad, we don't make those mistakes.
Right.
So why is it that it happens? So we must really look into some of this. And so this would be my preliminary comments, and then
Okay. So with that, we can all attest to it. And Olele, you are still with us, right? So all of us our point of views when it comes to this topic, or as far as this topic or conversation is concerned. Now, let me ask you, do you think that we are becoming better at exporting events abroad or out of the country than, you know, building the necessary infrastructure to sustain it right here at home?
Well, this is a very First of all, the topic is ambiguous. I think Karim made me understand it better because I wasn't too sure what the target was. But I would also admit that your follow-up question makes it easier for me to attempt to answer this question because Karim and Na did hit the nail on the head when it comes to the infrastructure bit. I think it's something that we've been very passionate about in terms of what we have and what we need to upgrade on to compete, quote unquote, globally. So to answer directly to your question, I don't think we are building enough. I don't think we are building enough. We are building a lot of conceptual ideas in terms of what it looks like on paper, but the execution may have its own challenges and have its own hindrances and obstacles because we don't have the infrastructure to back it. I probably could put the same responsibility at the footstep or the footnote of WoezorTV, having big ideas or what do we call it, a lot of conceptual ideas to execute and not having the infrastructure to execute it. So you would have to either push it forward and wait for that infrastructure to come in because you want to hit that kind of excellence or you want to give it that kind of experience that you really want to market. And that is what has really held Ghana back for some time. If you may recall, we almost did not have a venue for arguably one of Africa's biggest music awards this year, and that was Ghana Music Awards. I mean, after 60-something years, you would think that we would have like more than enough, if not at least two event centers that could host some of our big events in the entertainment space. And we almost did not have we almost didn't have a venue for that. So that should tell you the kind of problems and the kind of challenges we have in the space. In terms of exporting the events, well, last year we did see Rapperholic go to Royal Albert Hall. We've seen some of our artists also do some tours in Europe, in the US. I think we've seen Kim Promise do Asia as well, and all of these were successes. Recently, we would have seen another activation at the Ghana Party in the Park, which would have been 20 or 25 years since, I stand to be corrected, either 20 or 25 years since that product had been running, but unfortunately had to be, stopped because of the challenges that came up there. And obviously, when you do the analysis and the post-mortem of what happened, you could clearly tell that we didn't only export our artists, we also exported our negligence, we exported our misbehavior in terms of organization. Like Karim was saying, overselling of tickets, poor organization, security not enough, and even the security is enough, they're not well versed in customer service. They're not great in handling the revelers that come to experience the concert. There's just a whole lot happening that we export in addition to the events that we do, or a whole lot of character flaws, or shall I say character problems that we export as well, and that also needs to be checked. So hand in hand, we are trying our best, but we are being dragged back by the lack of infrastructure. And where there's infrastructure, our character and our attitude, set us back.
So even with the fact that you mentioned the Telecel Ghana Music Awards, I mean, we're all here when the venue was changed last minute. So also in relation to that, what do you really think is the gap here, or the biggest gap we are facing right here when it comes to our event infrastructure? Is it the venues, the investment, or, just lack of improper planning, if I must say?
I did a presentation on a sister radio channel or radio station last week, where I talked about how Kigali is now the place to be at for all African conferences, because they've been able to invest into they've invested a lot into their mice, essentially talking about the events stratosphere, the events space, where they've been able to establish centers or venues where they can have continental events hosted. Not too long ago, they hosted the Basketball African League BAL, which is also known as the NBA Africa. Is hosted in Kigali every year. So every year, Kigali is choked and it's raking a lot of money. They are hosting conferences. They are, they are doing great things for themselves. And there's a reason why I didn't talk about South Africa, because obviously South Africa is a stretch. But right here, just in Rwanda, East Africa, to be precise, you have them doing the barest minimum, and that is creating an ecosystem where there is investment by both government and private entities or private individuals. There is that physical representation, or shall I say, there's that tangible representation of the public-private partnership in that space, and they are yielding results. Right? When you go to Nigeria is looking to build the Lagos Conference Center. It's supposed to host us. I think even that is supposed to host about 6,000 people in that conference center, right? When you come back to Ghana, we were almost in the headlines for having arguably one of the biggest conference centers in West Africa at the Trade Fair site, which was supposed to host 20,000 people. It's a multi-purpose conference center, which has now become a white elephant. We're looking at amphitheaters and projects that have installed either as a result of lack of funds or other plans. And that is why we raise questions and concerns with the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture to find out what is happening, because we can clearly see that the space, the creative art space, the tourism space and event space contributes some reasonable amount of quota to the economy and to the GDP at some point. So if you agree and you accept and you appreciate the fact that the activities of the stakeholders in the space are contributing one way or the other to the economy, then you would want to look our way and support or help put in some investment. You get what I'm saying? Even if the government wouldn't want to go full throttle, you would want to be able to get some partners that will be able to bring in that investment to benefit us in the long term, because Ghana as a country naturally is gifted with the gift of hospitality and marketing. We don't need to do much. Like, they love us, right? People come into the country for many reasons. Like Karim said, Dirty December. People come into the country for Dirty December. People are now coming to the country before Dirty December because they want to experience the culture. They want to experience what we do. But anytime they come into the country, it's like they feel like, oh, I didn't come at the right time. I should have come in Dirty December because I'm not really experiencing Ghana like that. And that should tell you that there's something wrong somewhere. Because after Dirty December, what do? After the craze, what do we use it for? How do we reinvest into the things that make the country what it is, whether it's in Dirty December or not Dirty December? And it comes back to policy. It comes back to infrastructure. It comes back to implementation of frameworks and the continuum of, all of these conversations that we are having, whether you are, in either party. When you come into power, you want to be able to continue these conversations of investment so that we don't have to come back every morning and discuss it. Now talk about the fact that, allegedly ACs in the National Theatre are not working. I mean, after 60-something plus years, the only National Theatre of the country and ACs are not working. Do you see the problem?
I mean, with this one, it's always safe to use allegedly, but I mean, I know people who have hosted events there that had to rent ACs outside the venue so the audience could feel okay. I mean, even when you check the washrooms, my God, I did a tour and then what I saw, the conference center, the national. Please. It is quite crazy. But you know, the reality of the situation is also the fact that Ghana, we see the effort. We are trying to position ourselves as, you know, a major event hub, or even a country, if I must say. We are always talking about people coming to experience our culture, our entertainment hubs, our events, and then whatsoever. Afrofuture started in Ghana, now Afrochella. Look at the number of people that the event has been able to amass. But when we look at it back home, even if we should take that event as an example, do you think that this ambition of ours, as positioning Ghana as a major event hub or an international event hub, do you think we have the necessary and even we are equipped enough, let me put it that way, when it comes to infrastructure to host these kind of events?
Well, man, I mean, as it stands now, we are just really surviving on vibes and inshallah as it stands now, because like I said earlier, it's a natural given. Okay, people love Ghana not because of what we do and what we give them. They love Ghana because of who we are, right? You saw that at the World Cup. I mean, the kind of razzmatazz that's, you know, surrounded the team, and by extension the people in the diaspora. Everybody felt proud to be Ghanaian, right? And it's just us, right? You cannot buy it in the store. You cannot program it. It's just us, and that is one of the few moments you want to feel proud to be Ghanaian. But you see, we've lived with that mindset. We've lived with that feeling for so long that it's not making us pay attention to erecting these, you know, pillars or these infrastructure to keep it running. Because you see, once upon a time, China did not know how to produce cocoa. Once upon a time, it was Ghana and to some extent Cote d'Ivoire that were in the conversations about cocoa. But the Chinese people have found a way to synthetically produce cocoa, and they are going head to head with us. That's how I see the entertainment industry. That's how I see our space. We become so, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody help me, man. It's early morning, so my engine is just that. We become so so relaxed, you know, and we think that, you know, regardless, don't worry, regardless. So it's like a fighter who thinks that, okay, he's naturally gifted to fight, or he's naturally gifted to box, so he's not going to train, right? But you look at even football, professionals like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. These guys are gifted, they are talented, but they put in the work to train. Why? Because even if you are good at something and you do not put in the necessary measures, it would be taken from you. Okay, it will be taken from you. Lagos, Nigeria last year. If any of you paid attention to social media, there was an ongoing conversation about them trying to claim Dirty December. They've even gone ahead to trademark Dirty December. But Dirty December was a name coined by one of us, Maester. He coined this during Mr. Easy's Dirty Rave inception. But we left it like that, just handed with vibes. Our sisters or our cousins decided to go ahead to trademark Dirty December, make it theirs, and now started finding ways and means to activate their own Dirty December. They didn't stop there. They went ahead to get international publications like the CNN, the BBC, writing about them to accredit Dirty December to them. And what are they doing? They are sowing the seeds for the future. Now they know that the only thing that is stopping them, or the only thing that is differentiating them from us, is their insecurity, right? Nigeria has security problems. Ghana, by the grace of God, we don't have that. So they know that a time will come where maybe, just maybe, they will be able to overcome the challenges of their security. But they have the money, and they have the investments. They have people who are ready to spend. You get what I'm saying? I don't know about us. I don't know if it is a lack of confidence with whoever seems to want to invest into the industry. I don't know. That is why I would always call on government to make the first move. Make the first move. At least do it for a country that has given us so much in terms of creative arts recognition, from music to film to design. The kind of people, talents that we've exported to the world. I mean, people have done a lot for the country. You get me? As creative talents or as creative artists, the least that we can do for them is to establish systems, infrastructure, so that we can always fall back on them and then produce more. I've always held the view that if a content creator like iShowSpeed started his journey from Ghana, he probably wouldn't have been the iShowSpeed he is today, because he looks around himself and he has to deal with a lot of challenges that will make him iShowSpeed today. Now, the percentage of making an iShowSpeed from Ghana is 0.1%, and that is hard work and by the grace of God and by the favor of God. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So that is why some of us, we are very passionate. We are very, very passionate about, government, just trying to lift the burden up a bit, because the guys are already working. The guys are already putting the work. They are putting in the work with limited resources. But anyways, so the least you can do for them is to establish and create provisional infrastructure that would enable them. When we talk about infrastructure, we're not asking for much. We're not asking for much. We're asking for venues where, events can be hosted. We are asking for subsidies. We are asking for tax reliefs. We are asking for, what do you call it, workshops and all of these things, just to empower your talents, because people are always ready. Even those who are born in diaspora, they are ready to say they are from Ghana, and they come to Ghana and there is no bed to lay on. And guess what? They have to go back to America and go represent America. And I don't think that should be our story moving forward. I think we've come too far to have these kind of stories written about us every single time. It has to change.
Was even just the question I had wanted to ask you about the investor confidence when it comes to investment in our infrastructure, because we haven't seen any serious private investments. But since you've indirectly one way or the other answered that, I want us to shift the conversation a bit. Then let's talk about some announcements that we saw earlier, somewhere in August, which is this month, August 2nd to be precise, but which is the Minister for Tourism talking about Ghana hosting the inaugural Afro-Caribbean Bridge Conference, which I believe you know about that. Right. So my question on that is that do these initiatives like this show that Ghana is genuinely positioning itself as a creative hub, or what opportunities should Ghanaian creatives be looking to gain from this conference?
I mean, I think it's a great step in the right direction. If you look at what we are looking to achieve with that, the Caribbean are no strangers to us. I think we have a lot in common. Even when you just look over your shoulder when it comes to music, and so I strongly believe this is one of the ways, or one of our initiatives to tighten that kind of relationship. But if you look at the main concept, or you look at the core of what this is trying to achieve, it's looking to bring creatives together. I think it's looking to bring about 60 plus creatives. What I'm not too sure about is if this is a strictly by invitation event. That the minister did not say, but we'll see how it would go when it does happen. Not too long ago, I think the AFCTA, in partnership with the Black Star Experience, also had Creatives Connect Africa last year, 2025, and they also had people from Ghana and some African countries come together as part of creatives coming together to learn a thing or two. Like the minister said, it's very difficult to assess the impact of some of these things, because how do we measure if these things are being done in the right direction and if these things are what is needed to move or shift the needle. All right. Do people need more orientations to become better creatives? I believe so. I think it's very, very important. I never, ever, ever get tired and never get discouraged of learning something new from conferences that shift the needle. So if that's the case, fair enough. But when you talk to some of the creatives, you realize that their problems are more than just these conferences. Some of them have to deal with data challenges. Some of them have to deal with startup capital. Some of them are looking for mentorship and so on and so forth. So while these things are important and trying to position Ghana as a creative hub, which is great, right? The most important thing is the work that needs to be done after. Okay, with the data that is received or the data that is taken at these conferences and at these events, what we use them for? How do we translate the data into making sure that the people who were at the last conference, are giving testimonies of, certain growth levels, right? I think it would be nice to hear a creative say, okay, I came for this conference, I learned this, I learned that, and after that, I got the opportunity to do this and do that and do that. Now I'm here. It gives that sense of confidence, not even locally, but continentally as well. So the next time we're trying to have an event like that, you realize that it wouldn't just be about Ghanaians coming together, but the whole continent would want to come. Now, mind you, once again, the AFCTA Secretariat is in this country. It's in Ghana. Okay? So every time we do something, I always say every time we do something, as much as we need to think local first, we are essentially the central motherboard of the continent. When Ghana moves, the continent moves. So we are in a very good position to make it work. We are in a very good position to make it work. And that is why we cannot afford certain quote-unquote excuses, because the rest of the continent is watching us. The rest of the continent is looking at us. Okay, I've had the privilege to be in certain meetings where other African countries have come to try and figure out how we do our stuff, just so that they can replicate it in their countries. Okay, so we are in a very sweet spot. But I fear that this nonchalant attitude and just let's go with the wind, okay, we'll see what we'll do kind of thing would cause us to slip by the roadside and then lose that which we've built over the years or we've had over the years if we don't move quickly and we don't move as fast as the wind.
Well said. And also, because of time, we would want to wrap up here. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. But my final question, right? I really want to have your opinion on this. If you could influence policy today, right? What are some of the 3 things that you would look at to make Ghana a serious creative and also event destination, let's say within 3 to 5 years?
Wow. That's a very interesting question. Wow. Exchange programs, definitely. Exchange programs, training, very, very important, because clearly a lot of creatives do not have the exposure, so to say, in how to either present themselves or package themselves for business. All right. Most of them are so focused on, just executing and talent, but not executing in business. So programs or training that prepare the creatives for the world and be better representations of themselves in the spaces they find themselves in. That's 1. 2, what do you call it? Wow, that's a very interesting thing. I am very big on the tax relief for imports on devices for creators, especially for filmmakers, right? It's been one of the biggest Achilles heels for filmmakers in this country, where they have to pay draconian bills for their kits, and I feel like it's one of the first things I would like to push for, just so that we can have a lot of films shot here, because we had a challenge once upon a time where a Hollywood production came to Ghana to try and shoot a Hollywood film in Ghana, and they had to pack out because they just couldn't deal with the cost of importing their goods or importing their equipment. And just like that, we lost an opportunity that could have brought the country some money. And the next one would be ensuring that every region has at least a multi-purpose center that can host not just local events but continental events. And I'm talking about state-of-the-art multi-purpose center. It's very, very important because it's one of the ways that your nation makes money anyways. Because if today the G20 or the COP25 or COP27 or COP28, I don't know where they've gotten to right now, they are looking to host an event. Guess what? You're going to come to Ghana, right? So every region, if not every region, the top 3 regions, i.e. Greater Accra region, Ashanti region, and the northern region, having state-of-the-art multi-purpose centers. Like it has to be there. It has to be there so that we can make money from that side. And then our artists will be able to go on tour. Have you seen your artists go on a local tour before? Where are they going to play their shows? They don't have anywhere to play their shows.
All right, Olele, thank you so much. We look forward to having you on the shows sometime soon.
Yes.
Sometime soon.
And
yeah,
thank you so much
hopefully you honor our invitation next time when
I'll come. When I have the time, I'll come.
Do have a good morning and a good day, of course. We'll talk to you sometime soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
That's fine then. So thank you so much for joining in on our conversation this morning. We really do appreciate you spending your time with us. And also we are wrapping up on the entire show, which is the WoezorTV Breakfast Cafe this morning. Thank you to Ira Adams Karen Nao Yokote and Randy Yahaji. Of course, Godfred also came our way with a great conversation in the world of sports. So we do appreciate him and his guest also on the show this morning. So we're going to see you, God willing, tomorrow. I always say take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.